Hello traders, how are you doing? This is just a quick video with a quick update on total market cap. For whom of you who doesn't know what is total market cap, so basically this is a chart where basically shows us the total money circulating or invested in the total crypto market. And when I say total crypto market, I'm saying about all tokens, all projects you can imagine. Okay, and just this is the total market cap chart on monthly time frame. And just as we can see that it started here back in almost March 2014, and then we saw the first spike December 2017, and then low, little bit high, low, and then starting from here, from April 2020, we started to see this massive move to the upside. And the highest it reached, it was back in December 2021 when it reached $3 trillion. It was somehow November, December, I would say Q4 in general in 2021. And since then, it started to decline, and then we started to see another move to the upside. Okay, so this is how it is on monthly time frame. And now let's move to weekly time frame, and then we will be back again to monthly time frame. So if you remember, in the video which I recorded back in 20th of July 2024, we were somewhere here. We were exactly somewhere here. Indeed, I said from technical analysis point of view and from market structure on weekly time frame, we can see that market started to create a downtrend, creating lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then the price was approaching this zone, and I said from here I do expect price start to move to the downside. You can get back to 20th of July and you can check the video which I recorded. And then I said why I would say that the price will move from here. And I gave three reasons. Number one is basically the market structure, which I just talked about right now. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And I expected that will be the lower high. Second was basically the Fibonacci. When we take Fibonacci from the high to the low, and it was the 78.6%. And I said this is the last chance for the price to basically move to the downside after retracing. Even though I would say from market structure point of view, price could even go all the way up to here, to test the last lower high before moving to the downside, if any. So that was second reason, which is basically Fibonacci. Third reason, which I said, it was basically this zone here. Yeah, where I said this zone is quite strong zone as a resistance and support. And I showed that. And just let me put it as a weekly zone. And I said okay, so as you can see, price broke above, retested support, 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 price broke below, came to retest as a resistance, broke above, support, support, broke below, and then I said it's time most probably for the price to come and retest as a resistance before moving to the downside. Okay, why I'm saying that? For two reasons. Number one is basically just to show that we anticipated this move. And number two is to show the importance of these levels where basically, or these zones, of how strong they are as resistance and support. Now let's get back again to monthly time frame. As you can see, we have this zone again, and this zone is quite strong, and this is monthly time frame. So the higher the time frame, the stronger it is. Let's put the monthly time frame as a red zone. And now let's look at it. This zone was showing as resistance, price broke above, support, price broke below, resistance, price broke above, support, 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 price broke below, came here to retest resistance once, second time, and then back in February 2024, price broke above this resistance and didn't come to retest it as a support since February 2024. But with the current week movement, the price came to retest it, and you can see how this zone is holding nicely. Another zone to keep in mind, which is this zone here. So we can basically put it from here and it's all the way to here, okay? All the way here. And again, we have another monthly zone. Let's check this zone. So here it was showing resistance, price broke above, came to retest support twice, support again, price broke below, resistance, 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 resistance. And here in October 2023, price broke above and didn't come to retest as a support. And why I'm showing this zone right now, because I personally expect that this zone will be retested sooner or later. This zone is around $1 trillion area. Right now we are around 2 trillion. So that means that I do expect a 50% drop in the total market cap, which will lead eventually to a move to the downside here. And now the question is, okay, Hisham, when do you expect such a move? To be honest, I would say it depends on this weekly candle closure, and maybe we can expect, or we can, let's say, forecast when it might happen. And I will tell you the reason. But before that, let me also show you more of why I'm saying that this zone is like, a very important zone to be actually retested. So I said, number one is basically price broke above here, didn't come to retest as a support. And number two, if we look at it, and we have the first touch of the trend line from here, and second touch is almost here, and then the price didn't come to print the third touch. So that's the second confluence. Third confluence, if we will take a Fibonacci from the second touch of the trend line to the top here, so this zone is aligning perfectly with the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement. So right now we have three confluences why the price would come to this zone. Okay, now let's zoom in to this, what is happening here. Okay, now let's remove this and let's remove this and let's leave the trend line. So as we can see that starting from basically here, March, April, May, June, July, we are kind of inside this range. As you can see, it's kind of a range here. Okay, we can even put it as a range. I have this called here as a range. We can make it like, that way. And right now we can see with the August first week, price came here, liquidated all the stop losses here, because you can imagine from market psychology point of view, when you see all these wicks or tails to the downside, it means that there is a lot of liquidity and a lot of stop losses are somewhere here. And what the market does, basically market come to collect all these stop losses and then move to the upside, if any. But basically here, we don't know if the market will move to the upside. We are in a range. That's why, number one, we need to see how the monthly candle is going to close. But basically the monthly candle, it still has around 22 days from now. So we need to go to lower time frame. We need to go to weekly time frame, because in these 22 days, a lot of things can happen. But it's always good to keep in mind what is happening on monthly time frame. Now let's move to the weekly time frame. Okay, and let's see what is happening here. So again, we have this, as I said, market structure, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then the price from here started to move to the downside. Okay, nice. And here again, this is the liquidation move which I'm talking about, where basically we had this move here, we had this, last lower low, price came with a massive candle tapping to the Fibonacci extension. You see, guys, how the price moved from here to here. So now what I would say, as that was A, B, C, D, so right now the C will become the A. And now we need to basically do it like that. So what might be the thing is, let me look at it here. What might be the thing that maybe price will come here or all the way up to here, or actually even from market structure point of view, the price can move all the way up to the last lower high, which is here, and then move to the downside. As far as the price didn't break above the last lower high, we are still in a downtrend. And then you'll say, okay, wait a minute, Hisham, but this is not the last lower high. This is the last lower high. I will tell you, no, it's not true. Why? Because in order to call this a lower high, it needs to print after it lower low. Okay, lower high, lower low. Nice. Okay, here this is lower high. Did it print so far lower low after that? No. So far it created equal lower low. So in that case, the last lower high, the valid lower high, is this one. So the price might move all the way up to here and then move to the downside, if any. Okay? Unless the price will break above this point here, and then we will wait for the retest, and then we can say that we will move to the upside. Okay? So basically, we have a potential for the price. Okay, let's move this. So we have a potential for the price to move basically all the way up to, number one, to the 60, number two, to the 78, somewhere here, okay. Number three, that the price might move all the way up to here, or the price have a potential to move all the way up to the last lower high and then move to the downside, you know, if any. Okay, and I'm saying, like, you know, a big move to the downside, unless, as I said, if the price will close above the last lower high here. Okay, so we have all these scenarios open before the price might move to the downside. Okay, let's right now move quickly to the daily time frame, and let's remove this Fibonacci. We leave it only in weekly time frame. So on daily time frame, from market structure point of view, as we have this the last lower low, so basically here, as I said, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Actually, this lower low, where we have also the support, the price so far broke below and came to retest at least from yesterday candle, and it showed nice rejection. Today's candles, we can see the price is breaking above, but we cannot confirm anything as far as the daily candle closure is not done yet. So if this daily candle will close below here, then we will have a higher chance that price will move to the downside soon. If this daily candle will close above, so then we might expect some retest and then price to move again to the upside before moving to the downside. Especially, we can also have some confluences. Just to call one, so here we have, like, you know, another trend line. So we have first touch, second touch. Maybe if we will put some Fibonacci from this one to that point, then I believe it is kind of aligning nicely with this one here, okay, which is if we move to basically, you know, let's leave this one here and let's leave this one, and again we will talk about these two scenarios. So if we will look at this one, you know, it's basically this zone 78, which I believe it all depends somehow on how this daily candle is going to close. You know, it's really very important candle, this daily candle, and also the weekly candle of this week, and then we can decide what will happen next. But I personally still see a higher probability for the price to move to the downside, and here I'm talking about almost the total market cap to lose 50%, because right now we are around the $2 trillion area, and I'm saying that we might see a nice drop for basically like $1 trillion area. Okay, so almost 50%. What does it mean? That means if it will happen, that we will see also a big drop on all crypto tokens, including Bitcoin. I don't want to make this video long, and I believe, because it's almost 14 minutes, I will make another video tomorrow about the Bitcoin itself alone. So that's all guys for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let me know. Cheers.